We hear a lot about being authentic or living your truth or being truthful to yourself. This word truth, Guru Nanak Dev Ji mentions the truth to us. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling us about the truth, what is Guru Nanak Dev Ji referring to? Let's learn about this truth in this video. In the previous video, we went through Ek Oankar. Ek being that one, the formless, Oang, that sound that contains that creating power, that sustaining power, that destructive power, and then Gar. Gar being that one that is constant and still within the Oang. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji continues and tells us the name of that one. Tells us what is the name of that one. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji says the word Naam, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, let me tell you about that one. Let me tell you about that one's existence. What that one is all about. So that means the Naam translating to name meaning describing that one. What is that one? That one is Sat. Sat means the truth. So the name of that one is the truth. Satnam. Let's go through how Sat is spelled. Sasa Tata Tatenu Sihari. The Sihari is silent when we pronounce it, but it tells us about the origin of the word. It comes from the Sanskrit language, from the word Satya. Satya meaning the truth. When we look at this is amazing, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that the name of that one is the truth. And that helps us to reflect upon our names. Our names don't always necessarily describe what we are. Let's take my name, Bal Jeet. Bal means strength. Jeet means to have victory. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I always show strength in my life. So it's not necessarily true that I live up to that name or that name is actually describing me. Gurbani tells us about this. Man anda no sujan. It's saying that there's those as well where their minds are ande, blind, ignorant. Sujan. But they're called Sujan. Sujan means wise. Meaning that there's those people that call pundits, scholars, the wise ones. But actually, they have no wisdom. So that doesn't actually describe what they are. But they're saying that Sat Naam. But Sat, this name, actually describes what Waheguru is. So what type of truth is it when we hear the word truth? Now when you hear the word truth, what comes to mind? Have a little ponder. For some people it might be speaking the truth or living the truth, being truthful in showing our emotions. So there's truth at different levels. But this truth Guru Nanak Dev Ji further expands on and says Ad Sach. Saying that even Ad means in the beginning. Even in the very beginning, that one was Sach, that one was true. But when we translate it like that, that one was true even in the beginning, it might not make a lot of sense to us literally in that way. What it means is that one existed in the beginning. Meaning that one has always been. Beginning here means that Waheguru has always been. That one has always been. It's not that there was a point when that one started. It means Ad, beginning, but meaning always, has existed. Just like Gurbani tells us. Arbad Narbad Tundu Kara. Arbad means billions. Narbad means countless of years that cannot be counted. Arbad, a time that cannot be counted. Arbad Narbad Tundu Kara, when there was just Tundu Kara. Tundu comes from the word Tund, literally translating to mist, meaning when there was nothing, but not really nothing. Meaning when there was only but that one. And then Guru Sahib says, Arbad, Narbad, Tundu Kara, Taran, Na Gagana, Hukam Apara. The Guru says, Taran means Tarti, earth, Taran. Na Gagana. Gagana means the sky when there was no earth, when there was no sky. Hukam Apara. Apara means the limitless one. Hukam. The one that created the hukam, the one that created the creative laws, it was only that one that existed at that time. There was no earth, there was no sky. The Guru continues and says, Na din rain na chand na suraj sun samad lagayenda. That time when there's na din, no day. Rain means night. Na din, rain. Na chand, chand means the moon. When there was no moon. Na chand na suraj, when there was no sun. Sun, when there was just absolute silence. Samad lagayenda, when it was just that one. Nothing but that one. That's what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling us. Ad Sach. The name of that one is Sat, the truth. That one that has always been, has always existed. Jugad Sach. Jug literally can be translated to two, meaning Dui Kudrat Sajiye Kar Asan Ditho Chao. Dui Kudrat Sajiye. That one created Dui, created this whole duality. Kudrat Sajiye, Kudrat, all of this creation. Kar Asan Ditho Chao. That one took a seat within that creation and watched it all. Just when we hear the word Chao Kar Asan Ditho Chao, Chao means that one in this excitement of watching the creation that came from within is now just sitting back and watching it all. Jugad Sach. But when everything came into being, when time and space came into being, that one existed, continued to exist, existed then as well. It's not that there was ever a time when that formless, that one that's constant, the one that's still, stopped existing in that form. It's not that now that one is only this creation that is bound to birth, death, coming and going, Avan Jan ek khel banaya, that is now being created, now being destroyed, now it's being sustained. That one is still always that formless. Jugad Sach. Ha means is, be, like still. Sach is still exists now. Sach means to exist. That one exists now. Hun vi hai. Nanak, Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying, Hosi. Hosi means will be. Hosi means will. Hosi be Sach, will always. Sach mean exist. So Satya we can translate to exist. That one will always exist. That's the truth that the Guru is telling us about. We can meditate on this. This can give us so much comfort. When Guru Amar Das Ji reminds us that man har ji tere naal hai, that one, oh my mind, har ji, that one tere naal hai, is with you and has always been with you and will always be with you. What can Ad Sach, Jugad Sach mean to us? It can mean that before we had this body, before even this, in the beginning, there was only that Waheguru. But then Jugad, something we can relate to. When we got this body, that Waheguru was still there with us. It's not that Waheguru stopped being there then. Sometimes still get so many people thinking that we're going to go to Waheguru after we leave this body. And we've come from Waheguru before we got this body. Meaning that they think that Waheguru only exists when we haven't got this body. And a lot of people forget to relate it and link it to, and that's not true. Because Jugad Sach, so even when we got this body, that Waheguru was still there then, was always with us. And Happy Sach, Waheguru is with us now as well. But we have to start breaking through those layers to find that truth. We have to start breaking those layers that have separated us from that truth, from Sat Nam. Sat Nam, Guru tells us that Kirtan Nam Jape Tere Jehba. There's many names of yours that can be recited with this tongue, and those names are referred to as Kirtam Nam. Kirtam means, literally, Kirtam can mean work or action. When you made all of this creation, you became Rahime, you became Karime, Namastan Rahime, Namastan Karime. You became that one that was merciful. You became that one that blessed. You became that graceful one. But before that, you didn't need to be merciful upon anything, anyone, because there was just one. So those are Kirtam Nam. When the creation came into being, these names then were given to you, that you are merciful, that you are graceful, that you are compassionate, that you are Gopal, you are Govind, you are Ram, you are Hari, you are Go. Go means the Tarti, the earth. Pal means the nurturer, the one that takes care of everything, everyone. Palanwala. So that name could only appear, and we can comprehend that name even on an intellectual level, to say that you are the one that is taking care of this earth, when this creation came into being. And I experienced that, of you being that one that is taking care of the earth, taking care of me. And then that name came, and I was able to give a description of you. But the Guru says, Sat Naam Tera Parapur Bala. But there's a name that is beyond this tongue. There's a name that has always been for you. Because when there was no creation, you still had that name, which was Sat, means you still existed. But that name, it's not that I can see that play of yours with these eyes and then give you a name. It's not that name isn't something I can emotionally experience, because that name is beyond anything, is beyond my mind, is beyond my emotions, is beyond anything I can see. That name can only be experienced. That name, the likes of Bhagat Namdev Ji experienced. When they said that Har Gun Kehte, that I was describing, I was going through and I was saying your gun, I was saying your praises and your qualities, Har Gun Kehte. But then I connected to Satnam. From Kirtan Naam Kathe Tere Jehba, Tuha Sarb Naam Kathe Kavan, Karma Naam Barnat Sumat, is saying accordingly to my Sumat, accordingly to my understanding, Barnat, I explained and I said, Yo Tuha Sarb Naam Kathe Kavan. I can't say all your names, but I can say as much as I have experienced of you. Tuha Sarb Naam Kathe Kavan. Karma Naam, your Karma Naam, same as Kirtan Naam, Karam Naam, Barnat Sumat. But then, those are Har Gun Kehte. I'm saying your gun, I'm speaking of your qualities. But then, Kehna na jaye. But then, a state comes where I connect to Satnam. Japaman Satnam, Sada Satnam. Where then my mind goes into that deep meditation of the true name, which cannot be said, which can only be experienced. Because that true name is the absolute truth. That true name is Sunna Samad, is absolute stillness. In the true name, there is only but one, there is nothing but the one. That true name is when I have that glimpse and when I have that realization that Ik Date, that the giver is the one. Ik Pekhari, but the beggar is the one. Ik Pekhari Jio, Sab Tere George. I start to see this game of yours. George, I start to see the play of yours. George Vidana, this greatness of yours. Start to see that there is nothing but you. I see that everything is just you. That is Satnam. That is that sun samad lagayenda. That is that arbad narbad. When there was absolute just oneness before anything was created, but even that exists still now because happy such. So Sangat ji, Jaise gunge ki mathiyai, Bhagat Namdev ji says that that state is just like a mute then trying to explain. A mute trying to explain what the sweet tasted like. It cannot be said, Jai hon jana. If you come to know that Satnam, if you come to know that truth, then Jai hon jana. Akhan nahi, but I cannot say it. Kehna kathan na jai. I don't know how to explain it. You can only then experience it. Gurbani can give us a little spark, that longing, that yearning to go and experience Satnam. Sangaji, what is it that is holding us back from Satnam? What's the opposite to Satnam? Satnam, Gurbani tells us the opposite to that is Gur. It's something that is false, something that is an illusion, that hasn't always existed, isn't always going to exist. And what is that? The Guru says that Kood Kaya, Kood Kappad, Kood Rupya Par. Saying Kood meaning false. That's something that is bound to time. Kood Kaya, Kaya is my body. My body, I've started to think I am this. I am now stuck in Asat, in the opposite of the truth. Now I am bound and I'm stuck in something that is impermanent. Kood Kaya, but the Guru's waking us up, saying this is good, it's false. Kood Kaya, Kood Kappad. They said the clothes that you are wearing. You start to think that they are a part of your identity, that this is what makes you, this is who you are. But then we haven't recognized who we really are, that what our true name is Sat Nam. Kood Kaya, Kood Kappad, Kood Rupya Par. The Guru then goes on to say, and Kood Miya, Kood Bibi, Kap Hoye Khar, describing even different relations, that they are all false, meaning that they're all time bound. Kis naal kiche dosti sab jag challan har. Guru saying that who are you going to make true friends with? Kis naal kiche dosti. Dosti means friends. Because everything is bound to time. Are you going to make your body into your true friend? But one day a time is going to come when this body is not going to remain with us. Kis naal kiche dosti sab jag challan har. The Guru says the whole world is going to leave your eyes one day. Nanak vakhane benati tud bajho kudo kood. Nanak vakhane, Guru Nanak is telling the world, Nanak vakhane benati tud baj kudo kood. Then saying that without you everything is false. Reminding us, awakening us to wake up, to find that truth, to long for that truth. Is saying Katanch Mata, Katanch Pita. Katanch means, Guru Arjan Dev Ji in Sanskriti Slok is saying to us, Katanch Mata is saying that Kithe gaye oh, where are they? Those that you thought are yours, those that you identified with, saying that mother, where is that mother gone? Meaning when that mother passes away, or she leaves your side, or whatever it may be, or you leave her because of death or whatever other reason. Katanch Mata, where is she now? Katanch Pita, where is that father now? Because none of these things are permanent. The Guru says Katanch Banata Binod Sutta, saying that Banita, your partner, where is that partner gone now? When that partner passes away, or if that partner even changes, where their actual personality or mind or thoughts are concerned, their emotions are concerned towards you, they're not there anymore. Katanch Banita Binod Sutta. Binod means that jena to tu laad ladauna sega, anand lena sega. Sutta meaning your child. Binod means that one that you were so playful with, that you took so much, you was trying to extract that bliss from them, that child that now that you've grown old, that child's changed or whatever, everything Guru's questioning us, saying, Jago, saying, wake up. Where are they gone? Ka tanch, kithe gaye oho. So Sangat Ji, this is what is keeping us separated, keeping us apart, keeping us in the illusion, all of these things when we start to think that this is it, this is the truth, my body is the truth, this, what I've got around me is everything, Sangat Ji. But let's start the journey towards that truth. How can we start that? We can start that journey from taking steps like, if we haven't yet got that realization of the truth, of my true existence that has always been and always will be, and when I connect to that, then there's no fear left inside of me, there's no anxiousness left inside of me. So let's take those steps. How can we do that? The Guru says, Boliye sach dharam, jhoot na boliye. They said, why don't you start now sach dharam? Boliye. Why don't you start at least at the stage of speaking the truth? Speaking the truth righteously, Bhagat Farid Ji says. Speaking the truth righteously means speaking the truth consciously. Being conscious that you're not speaking that truth on the base of putting somebody down and hurting somebody's heart intentionally to make them look lower, but speaking the truth out of righteousness. Boliye sach dharam. Speaking the truth from a place of compassion and place of love. That's an amazing place to start. Is to make this a rasana pavitra first, is to make this tongue actually pure first, when we start to win over the temptations of this tongue. And then Sangat Ji, the next step can be where we started the video from, trying to be more conscious and real about ourselves, is facing our emotions and thoughts of our true current state, what our reality is now. And if our reality is that we're stuck somewhere, be in something like anger, first of all, being truthful about it to ourselves, looking at it and saying, yes, at the moment, hum avguna pare. I'm filled with many different sins and mistakes. Hum avguna pare ek guna nahi. Struggling to even find one quality inside of me. Amrit chad bikhe bik khai, that yes, I'm consuming a lot of poison at the moment, be it lying, be it whatever it is. That's another truth. Is being true to ourselves, that first step, that awareness. In this way, and the more and more then we start to meditate on the name of God, which we'll learn about through the next video. Because after Satnam is Karta, Purkh. How do we meditate on Karta? What is Karta? It will help us to start connecting, because Karta, when we connect to Karta, literally meaning the doer or the creator, when we connect to that creator, we start getting closer to Satnam. We start getting closer to our true existence. So Sangat Ji, from this video, let's take away those steps of reaching our true self. Now that we know that true self that Guru Nanak is telling us about, our true self is that one, Kaho Kabir Eho Ram Ki Ans, that our true existence is that one. Everything else is false, will come to an end. So let's start taking those steps towards Satnam. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.